People have heard that meditation is this wonderful resource that human beings throughout all cultures and throughout history have discovered, that somehow quieting the mind and calming the spirit and becoming more present to the moment is deeply therapeutic. Even people who aren't particularly religious, who maybe even are atheists, have found that there's something about putting all of the noise on a lower volume. And I believe that as Christians, this is a useful tool for us as well, to be able to turn down the volume and listen more attentively to what God has to say in our lives, and not coming with an agenda. I think when to meditate properly, we don't come in saying, okay, I want to get this particular insight, or this is really what I want answered, but rather being open to what the Spirit of God has to say to you in that moment, and putting aside even maybe my own ambitions or my own fears and anxieties, and just trusting, falling into the loving arms of God and just saying, Lord, do what you will and tell me what it is you think I need to hear. It's all well and good, but people say, Father, how do I begin meditation? That's a hard thing to do. And am I doing it right? And I think one of the biggest things that people fall into is they think that they need to meditate for an hour, or that they need to achieve this total space of where no thoughts are happening in their head, where they're completely devoid of all distractions and they're just one with God. But that takes years of practice. And even still, it's fleeting. Ultimately, that complete union with God and getting rid of fear and anxiety, that only happens in our eternal home. While we're here in this earth, in this place, sometimes we get uncomfortable in our seat. Sometimes the room gets a little bit too hot, or the phone is ringing, and we get distracted, and that's okay. I think if we think that we have to achieve some high and lofty goal, we'll get discouraged. But even just a couple of minutes spent can do wonders. And you'll find that as you do it more and more, the time with the Lord grows a little bit longer. It's not about the quantity or how good you did it, but rather it's about the quality of the time spent with God. And that can be as long as 5 minutes, 1 minute, 20 minutes. As long as we are conscious about putting ourselves in the presence of God, we can't go wrong.